I was just watching the ceremony of the dedication of the George W. Bush Presidential Library at SMU in Dallas. And my back has been to it for the most part. I've been working on the computer, and I've had the TVs on. I've had the audio on. I haven't been watching. And all of a sudden, I became aware that a song was being sung, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And I stopped what I was doing, and I turned around, and I faced the TV, and it was the U.S. Army Chorus, decked out in their white formal wear, their white military dress, singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And memories flooded back. And at the time, I couldn't remember when it was, but I remembered that George W. Bush held a welcoming ceremony for Pope Benedict at the White House, outside. And it was his birthday. It was, because Kathleen Battle sang Happy Birthday. I'll never forget that. It was the Pope's birthday, and he was making an official visit here to the White House, the United States, and the Army Band and Chorus sang the Battle Hymn of the Republic, and it was as moving a rendition. Now, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir has great versions of the Battle Hymn, and a lot of people have done it, but for some reason this one just made me stop and have total reverence for the song, for what it was about, for its history, for who wrote it, how it was written. It was written during the era of Abraham Lincoln. When he first heard it, he liked it so much he demanded it be played again. And the visuals of the ceremony celebrating Pope Benedict's birthday at the White House, and it was very close to noon when all this happened. And I can't tell you how just the lyrics of the Battle Hymn of the Republic and the way the Army Chorus sang it sent chills up my spine. And I remember I rolled the audio of the TV version of this, which is not the greatest audio. I rolled it off, and I ended up playing on the program 3 days in a row after that, because one of those songs, songs sometimes just hit you. This one hit me. I knew of Battle Hymn of the Republic, and I'd heard it performed many times, but the combination of circumstances here entirely moved me. So I hear it again today. Now, on that day, it was April 18th of 2008, turned out. It's April 25th, 5 years later. On that day, right before 12 noon, I called the White House, and I said, would you give me 30 seconds with President Bush just to thank him? And they said, well, it's going to be tough because it might have been the next day. But whatever it was I called, I don't think it was that day, but maybe the next day I called and said, just give me 30 seconds. And I tried Karl Rove, and he said, well, I'll try, but I wouldn't hold out much hope. I mean, we're swamped today, typical. And we got him. And President Bush came on the program for 35 or 40 seconds. Kathleen Cookie is trying to find it now to roll it off so that we can go back and revisit this. But I think it is, well, I don't know what it is. But the fact that song was chosen again today by the president, and at that birthday celebration for the Pope, that entire late morning celebration of the Pope and America and the worldwide vision of America and the Catholic Church, it all came together, and it was a moment of great solemnity and profundity to me. And I'm reliving it a little bit here when I hear the song, and I say, how coincidental is it that the president chose that song again for his library dedication? So I want to go back. I want to play it for you again. I want to share my passion for this with you. The Army Chorus from April 18th. Now, it's television audio. It's not the best audio. You can find professional recordings of the same chorus singing this, but it's not the same. I went out and did that. I went to iTunes. I went everywhere. I bought as many copies of the vocal portrayal of Battle Hymn of the Republic as I could find, and I could not find one that replicated the phrasing and the syllabic intensity during the chorus as on this version that I want to play for you now. Because this was almost exactly what I just heard in Dallas. And I just love this.
See the glory of the coming of
When they come back, and when they get into the chorus line again, the way this group sings the word glory, I don't know, it just sends chills down my spine. It's April 18th, 2008, from the White House. April 18th at the White House. The U.S. Army Chorus glory, glory, hallelujah. Folks, I tell you, I can't describe what that does to me. And it was April 18, 2008, and we were in a period, as we still are in this country, where a ceremony on the White House grounds that honored God seems so unique and unreal. And this happened with complete fearlessness and pride, love, and I was so moved by it. I asked the White House if the president could come on for just a few short minutes so I could thank him. And actually, the ceremony, I think, was a few days before April 18th. It was April 18th when the president did make time to call the program.
Hey, Rush.
Mr. President, I can't thank you enough for calling. I really, I'm gratified you took the time, sir. How are you?
Anytime. Thanks. I'm doing great.
I have to tell you, I was something stirred in my soul, Mr. President, during the welcoming ceremony earlier this week at the White House for Pope Benedict, and I've been moved by it ever since. The U.S. Army Chorus and Band, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. I've been playing it over and over again. That ceremony, sir, was, we're in a presidential campaign, and as by definition, a presidential campaign, candidates are telling us what's wrong with the country. And that day, you and the Pope brought God to Washington on public property. It was just amazing. I just wanted to thank you for it because it was so uplifting. It was so timely. The facial expressions on both you and the Pope during the Battle Hymn of the Republic were just priceless. And I just wanted to take a little time to thank you for it because it didn't get much media coverage, the hymns and the song by Kathleen Battle, but it was just tremendous.
I wish you were there because the spirit on the South Lawn was alive, and it was a fantastic moment. It was, it was great. I think there was about 13,500 people here.
Yeah, it was the largest welcoming ceremony in the history of the world.
Ever. And it was really interesting to watch people's expression during the ceremony, and particularly when His Holy Father got up to speak, there was just unbelievable respect, and everybody hung on his every word, and it was beautiful. And you're right, the Army Choir was just fantastic. It was. I wish all Americans could have seen it. Anyway, You're kind to say thanks. It was a great honor for me, and it's what you expect for the president to do, and that is to welcome a world figure in such as the Holy Father in such grand fashion.
Well, your remarks were excellent as well.
Well, thank you.
Your humility, of course, makes you leave yourself out of this, but your remarks were superb. The whole day, that whole ceremony, what was it, 45 minutes? It was bang, 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 but it was just powerful as it could be. And I played that song all afternoon on the program, and I got more phone calls from people who were inspired by that.
That's great.
So it was a great day, and I personally wanted to publicly thank you for doing it because it's like I did, it stirred my soul this week. It really has.
Well, you're a good man, and I can't thank you enough for your kind words, and look forward to seeing you up here in Washington again. I'll buy you another meal when you're up here.
All right, I'll take you up on that.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Rush.
Good weekend. President Bush.
April 18th, 2008. He said, that's what presidents are supposed to do. That's the kind of thing presidents are supposed to do. And he's right. And it doesn't happen nearly enough. And when I heard the Battle Hymn of the Republic today at his library dedication, I thought, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. So thank you for indulging me in that. I could play that song a couple more times. I obsessed over it, listening to it late at night on my computer at home after everybody gone to bed. I was just alone with my thoughts. Glory, glory, hallelujah.